Hey guys, welcome back to another silverware YouTube review. We got a special treat for you today. We have, this is a premium, it's unbranded, but this is a premium set of silverware a friend of mine turned me on to. We've talked in the past about the Blue Line Ridge. This is the Blue Line Ruffle right here. And you don't see that on most sets. See how it shimmers in the sun. That's quite nice. Very mark of a skilled silverware craftsman when you start getting these blue line ruffles in there. And it is present on every piece. They didn't skimp and just, I've seen sets where they just do it on the forks and the spoons. And they say, caution to the wind on the knife. They always forget about the knife. I've done sets in the past where there was two different forks, two different spoons, one kind of knife. They're always skimping on the knives. Now, that being said, there is only one kind of spoon, one kind of fork, and one kind of knife. So, not an unblemished record for this set, but nonetheless, they are consistent with the Blue Line Ruffle approach. As you know, we have a 7-point scale. On the forks, we test for grabbiness. We also test for overall balance and metallic flavor. On the spoon, we're going to go ahead and test for the amount of liquid that can be held, as well as the balance and the metallic flavor. And for the knife, as well, you're getting the balance, you're getting the metallic flavor, and if it can cut good. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. I'm going to show you guys what we're working with for the snack. Let's see. So we got cereal's going to be testing on the spoon. This is going to be this cucumber is going to be for the knife and the fork, and then we have this cookie. We're going to be testing to the knife. There it is. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start things off with the fork in tradition. I can tell based on this weight and this density. I don't know if this is a real silverware. That they always throw the name silverware around. Really, it should be called stainless steelware, if we're being really honest with ourselves. Silver famously was used by the British to help colonize the States, and so we've kind of gotten away from that tradition in the name of freedom, and also it's a little bit of a lower cost to use steel instead of silver. So in this, we're going to do the I'm going to do the cookie. Out the chute, perfect stick. Look at that. That was one try. So we're going to go down the line here and see if we can get the same results on this cucumber. That actually went through. Almost too grabby, but I don't have a way to compensate for that in my scale. But you may want to be, buyer beware. Those are sharp tines. And let's go ahead and see how's the metallic flavor, if it is present. I'm getting a hint of a metallic flavor, but it might be this cookie's a little bit burned. So I wonder if maybe, I'm gonna let's try it again on the celery and beet control test here. Oh. No metallic flavor to speak of. 7 points to the fork. Now let's go ahead and test balance. Naturally, you have your fulcrum right here. So if these were good silverware crafters, they would have made this the point of balance. So I'm going to put my finger. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. I'm sitting on a glass table. I don't want any accidents, but I just had a sinking feeling. Yeah, terrible. 0 on a balance. That is frustrating. And, the grabbiness gets it, but the balance loses it. So better luck to these next contenders, but I have a sinking feeling they put too much stainless steel into the blue line ruffle approach. Amateur hour, they should have thinned out that metal and brought the overall balance so that you could get a proper balance, but it just falls every time. So that's, I don't know. I'm going to give that a 3 out of 7 overall. All right. Now on the spoon, then we have another metric here to test your viscosity, to test your how much liquids you're able to hold. This is an important test if you're eating soups, or in this case, I do have a bowl of Cheerios. So we're going to go ahead and try those. Let me get a look here. You can see that. Okay. No metallic flavor. They're consistent on the build. I would say they probably use the same sheet metal or the same probably metal manufacturer for those. Really good volume, I gotta say. I'm actually having a hard time here because there's it's such a deep spoon that it actually is struggling to keep up with this dish. And I always eat my cereal out of these to to control portions. Yeah, I mean, give me another bowl because I'm going to be blasting through this here in no time with the volume on the spoon. No metallic flavor at all. And the part that I've been fearing is going to let me down. The overall balance, we got to go ahead and check that for consistency. Yeah, no, it's not going to hold. The balance I'm getting is like here. Look at that. That's got to be, that's 1, maybe 2, 3 fingers away from where it should be. Slide that over and it tumbles. So 3 out of 7 on the spoon. I'll go ahead and give it a 4 because I do appreciate the thickness, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. Now, while they didn't approach the weight right, that blue line ruffle is quite nice. And the moment we've all been waiting for, the knife. We all love knives. We can cut things, keep danger away, and they're a pretty important tool for humanity. So just shout out to, I don't know if we know who invented the knife, but we have a lot to thank him for. Let's go ahead and try to test the cut factor of this knife. This does have a bit of a serrated blade, and so I'm gonna test 2 different metrics for cut: the top-down stab and the slice and dice. And I sustained a bit of a neck injury here, so my apologies on the framing. And anyway, let's go ahead and let's give her an old college try here. That did take a bit of effort. We'll see how this cookie fares here, if you can see that in the frame. It kind of just rips things apart. It's kind of like if you were to use, a dull stick or, something like a dull stick or something. And so, not impressed with that, but let's go ahead and see if we're able to get this back in the frame. This is going to be for the top-down poke factor. Good there. And test for metallic flavor. Not present. Not present in the slightest. I hate to do it, but I have to test its balance. I can already tell, You know, a knife does need to be thin to get a good slice. You see that thinness, and then you see that thickness on the handle. They started doing this because people were confusing which end to hold, and people started getting cuts. So the thick handle on a knife does make sense, but it's still important to weigh the balance against the balance of your knife. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. It's not balanced. This is the worst one. I retroactively want to give these a 1 so that I can give this a 0 on the balance scale. So, thanks for tuning in. This is the Blue Line Ruffle series of. It's an unbranded. I'm guessing this is like a TJ Maxx equivalent. Like it was probably a premium line. It was intended to be, but then they jacked up the balance. And so it went to a discount like a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx, where it still can suit a suburban home lifestyle, but it's going to be filled with disappointment as that lifestyle you'd come to expect. Thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a good rest of your day.